Hybrid Bronco, fully electric Bronco EV, Bronco Lightning. Is this thing coming sooner than we think? Like a lot of us, we've seen photos, which I'm definitely going to dig into. And I'm curious to know if the timeline is quicker than most of us imagine. What do we know? What do we think? What do Bronco owners possibly want to see in an EV slash hybrid version of a full-size Bronco? Without further ado, let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? Daniel Lou here. Listen, if you haven't subscribed already, definitely subscribe and definitely leave a comment. I want to know if you're a Bronco owner, Bronco enthusiast, and what you possibly think about an EV or fully electric Bronco. Now look, we're going to get into some photos, but before we get into these photos, I want to first go over the podcast by Conan O'Brien. He was interviewing President JB. I want to play this clip for you guys. He said he was in a fully electric Bronco, 0 to 60, crazy time. Check it out. I'm gonna play this clip and we'll go from there.
By the way, I drove one of those big Ford Broncos.
Yeah.
Electric.
Yeah.
4.9 seconds.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
So apparently President JB is a fan of American-made cars. He mentions in a podcast that he drove an old Corvette, I think a 1969 or something like that. But he also has a video in 2021 driving the Ford F-150 Lightning before it hit dealerships. Now, this is important because a lot of people in the Bronco community thought that he meant to say the Lightning F-150 instead of the full electric Bronco. Now, me personally, I think he meant to say fully electric Bronco. So there's that. We have somebody actually saying on record that there's a fully electric Bronco going 4.9, 0 to 60. That's exciting news, if it's true. And I guess we'll find out soon. But moving on, there was a post I want to share with you all that was on the Bronco 6G page. So here you can pretty much see like the latest Ford production map from Auto Forecast Solutions. On here, it definitely does show some battery electric Bronco and Rangers, but the product map does not project these vehicles to enter production until late 2029, with the Ranger being in August and the Bronco being in November. So technically we'll be getting these fully electric Broncos in 2030, which isn't the most exciting timeline. It is 6 years from now, but the way that technology is improving and what we're seeing on a day-to-day from electric vehicles and AI and all these other things, who knows? It may be sooner than later, specifically for the hybrids. I think I'm spoken for most of us to say a hybrid Bronco would be super helpful, just as far as being on the highways, picking up the kids, going to grab groceries, whatever the case, being able to click that into hybrid mode, use some of that battery power, save some gas. I think that'll be great if we can make that happen, especially if it doesn't come off the cost of a weaker engine, weaker powertrain, things like that. Still having those off-road capabilities. Simply said, my search for a timeline on the hybrid Bronco has not stopped. And now with these photos, I feel like that time is coming sooner than later. All right, let's get right into this photo. The first time I seen it was on Twitter, and it looks like a Velocity Blue Wildtrak full-size Bronco, obviously a hybrid, 4 doors Sasquatch package in a parking deck that doesn't look like it's a Ford parking deck, and it doesn't look like this is where Ford is manufacturing vehicles. We have blurred out license plates. I can't tell what this license plate on this Honda is, but it's looking yellow. So if you know what state has yellow license plates, drop that in the comments. We can figure out where this is. My guess is Michigan. And if you look at the camera above the Bronco, it's green. I don't know, maybe that means it's a car in that spot or it's charging. I'm not sure, but what we can tell is that this image is showing us a full-size 4-door Bronco with a Sasquatch package being charged up. Now again, if we take the stance that this is a real photo, this is exciting news. Why? Because there are obviously some hybrid Broncos out there in the wild, in the field. This looks like it's a regular parking deck only because of the cars next to it. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is this real? Is this something to be excited for? What are some of the things you would like to see in a hybrid Bronco? I'm excited to see what Ford is doing with their EVs and their hybrid models. I know the Mustang Mach-E did really well number-wise for Ford, so who knows? We may be getting a hybrid Bronco before we know it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. If you haven't subscribed, definitely consider doing it. This is how I feed Frankie. Ain't that right, Frankie? We don't want kibbles and bits. We want the good stuff, right? Tell them bye, send them off. Till next time, y'all. Peace.